Now let's follow up with the peppers. I've got here the three peppers from altogether five. Um, the two rest of the two I left still inside at the window because they are still a bit smaller than these. So I thought to myself I will leave them there for a couple of more days, maybe a week. They are behind the window, so they should be ready in a couple of days. And this is interesting because I planted two seeds into each this container, and this is the only one I believe that sprung up, both of them that sprung up like this. So I'm not sure if you're supposed to put them outside like this or separate them and risk to damage their roots. I'm not sure. I will try to put them both like they are, like it is, inside the big container, and let's see what happens. Should be fine, hopefully. All of these are habaneros. So, favorite kind when you take the watch off. Doesn't get all nasty. This is just some universal, like earth. It's not earth, but it's special, universal, like for plants. I don't know how you say it in English. Last year I was buying some very expensive earth for my that used to be supposed to be special for chili peppers, and it was, I believe, 12 times more expensive than this. Yeah, this was €3, and the last one I bought, I believe, was €35 for the same 40-liter size. So I'm not doing that again. So especially this year when I have like 15 of these. Not all of them are the same size. These are the biggest, but I mean, it's a lot of money for a hobby. So the dog is unhappy with something. Of course, I have no idea with water. Dobre, dobre. I just do this very simply and with my hands, throw it inside. I don't have really a special plan or something with it. I just want a little bit of this and a little bit of this. Looks nice to me. I'm not trying to complicate it or buy a lot of stuff, because the first year I was buying special this and special that and special earth and some, I don't even know how do you say it in English, but it was a special substance that gives the chili peppers some extra growth and protection from insects, and I don't know what insects goes on and hot chili pepper. I didn't see any. So last year I was not doing any of that, which I did the first year, and it's kind of the same. So why invest a lot of money when it's not apparently not needed? What I certainly need in my area here with my earth, what I have naturally on this piece of land, is I need earth. I just need this kind of earth, because this, what I have here, is almost nothing is growing. So especially chili peppers. I did an experiment the first year with chili peppers. Some of them just to plant them in our earth, the normal here what we have, and it's like nothing. The chili peppers from which I planted in this earth were like this big, and in ours normal ones were just beginning. So, and that was after 3-4 months. So earth is not good for these chili peppers here, but this one seems to work fine, so I'm happy with it, and it's just 3 euros for the big bags. Okay, let's go with the first one. I forgot my little shovel. Let me get it. Here we go. Just go a bit around it. Hopefully the roots are not all the way. Apparently not. And somebody told me that I need to plant them really deep. So even the first leaves are covered. Somebody told me because it happened already. It happened the last time because the roots sprang up from the earth, above the earth. So they kind of go up. It seems after they are planted. So I want to avoid this. I want this effect this year. I mean, nothing happened. You just saw the roots above earth. They still had the fruit and everything. Peppers. Just a little bit more. Let's think about it. It's not that complicated, this gardening thing, I think. Well, that's it. Just a little bit of water. What I found out is that if I put it transplanted like this from inside into the outside, like in this big container, and I put it on the direct sunlight, it gets all sad, the leaves go down and everything, and I thought at the first that it's dead, but apparently it was because I put it immediately into the sun and the wind, so I'm gonna keep it in the shadows, a less windy place for a couple of hours, and then it's okay. So give it a little spritz from my shiny bucket. Of course, these containers have holes in the bottom, so no worries if I overdo it a bit. And I believe it's good if you overdo it the first time, then the earth can settle. It can really, so it settles a bit and gets a bit harder, and should be good for the roots, I think. It's been only 3 years since I'm doing this, however, you learn some stuff by doing, of course, and of course it's still a lot to learn eventually. So let me get it here in the shadows. I'll leave it there for it to chill out for a bit, and then as said, in a few hours I will move it to the final destination over there, and then hopefully you'll like the place, the sunny place over there. So that's it. I'm just gonna do same stuff for the rest of them. I'm gonna use this a bit bigger container for the, I guess, the bigger one, and then for the smaller one I'm gonna use the smaller container. They didn't have any more bigger containers in the shop, and I didn't see these for a few weeks now, so I guess I'm gonna have to go to a specialist. Apparently I missed the season with these, and I need 2 more for the habaneros that are still inside. So let me finish this, and then I will show you the final destination after they rest us for a bit. Now regarding the My pepper plants is coming along nicely. I was worried a bit about these smaller ones, which was planted just 3 4 days ago from the inside into the outside, because immediately when I planted them in these pots, great wind came in, really great, and I was worried that the wind is going to break them, because they are still very fragile. And then right after the wind came heavy rain, like for 24 hours straight rain. I mean, all these pots have holes on the bottom, so the excess water can flow out. However, I was really worried because the wind and the rain could be anything. God bless them, and they seem to be fine. So, good job. Today I have 5 or 6 more habaneros that I'm gonna plant from the inside into the outside, because somehow the habaneros seem to need more time in the inside, and for the matter of fact outside. I don't know what's the reason. Maybe we have not enough sun here in this region, so habanero is apparently wants very much sun, so sun dependent on how you can say it. So we are a bit in the mountains, so there's mountain from there, from the east, where the sun is rising. So the sun starts to shine here around 10:30, 11 hours. So it's not the greatest, and it sets behind some trees. The sun sets there also probably an hour before the flatlands here around. So yeah, we don't get so much sun. This is the brightest spot that I could find on this on the well, yeah, around the house, on the plot of land. So this is the best one, and it gets around 7 to 8 hours of sun a day. So it should be. This is the third year that I'm doing this, and it was plenty enough for last year's growing. The first year was a bit different because I planted them on a different spot with much less sun. So my habaneros and the ajis, these one, chilies, didn't make it in time, and before they could grow fully, the freezing ice came, and it was already November, so it was a bit too late. We had some harvest, but it was not the full harvest that we had last year. Last year it was abundant, so I'm hoping this year will be. Also, I changed a bit of tactics. This year I planted a lot more of habaneros because I like the taste. They're a bit stronger, of course, a bit spicier. Um, I have here ajis. Those are on the hotness scale. How do you call it? The scale, they're up around 35,000, so not so hot, but the taste is amazing and the hotness is still okay. Last year we had ajis. I have had the feeling they are like 3 times as hot as described on the internet where we get the seeds from. Then we have some habaneros here, and we have some cayenne pepper. I believe this one is cayenne. I didn't mark it as usual. And habanero, and one experimental. This is a scorpion, yellow scorpion. I bought this straight from the shop. It was pre-grown, so it was even bigger than this one. It was already pre-grown, so I just put it here right outside when I bought it, just as experimental. It's supposed to have over 1 million hotness units, let's say. So that would be an experiment, because the hottest that I had was the habanero orange, which was around 300,000. So plenty of hot for me, but curiosity got me. So let's see what happens with this guy. So everything looks fine here. You still see it's still windy. I mean, it's June 11th, so it's just 22, 23 degrees. Not so hot for June, I would say. May was hotter on the few days. Let's see what happens. Hopefully everything will go as is went so far. So let's see. As you can see, the natural land or earth here is very rocky and kind of like what would you see in the mountains, so it's not very natural or good for anything to grow with the plant. So that's it so far. I think there are 13 so far, and I have 2 more left inside, which will be, as mentioned, ready in a few days. So hopefully then it will be full. Of course, this is a temporary garden, so I have to do with what I have, and then we will see later on.